What tribe do I come from? I was invited to attend the sacred Native Sundance ceremony in 2018 in Alberta, Canada, with the First Nation Cree. This was a dream come true for me. I went with Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is one of my favorite scientists and authors. I love his teachings, his sense of humor, and the way he communicates makes quantum physics understandable, which is almost an impossible task. To be respectful of their tradition, I won't go into detail except when it pertains to my direct experience. In one of the ceremonies called the shaking tent, we each got the opportunity to ask the grandfathers a question. There were probably at least 50 of us sitting in the tent. I went first as my native friend nudged me, "Ask your question, ask your question." I asked the question in the dark, "What tribe do I come from?" A couple of years prior, my native grandmother came through in a spiritual channel to give me my birthday present. She knew I was always curious about my heritage. I had learned I am part Native American and had lifetimes as a medicine woman. My daughter and my grandmother were as well. I was told I was from the First Nation, but I didn't know what that meant. When I met Grandmother Cher from Sundance, she hugged me and told me I was Native for sure because I had a little bear next to me nuzzling my leg. So when I was sitting in the dark tent with the sacred energy of the grandfathers, every hair on my body was at attention. I was hanging on to their answer with so much of my heart. The answer was not brief. In fact, it was quite lengthy, probably the longest answer out of all the questions. In the end, they never told me specifically what I wanted to hear. Of course, I realized the wisdom of not knowing. They said, "We all come from the ashes. We all come from the same blood." That was the short of the long. I got it. Even though it's not what I wanted to hear, I received their message loud and clear. It doesn't matter which tribe you are from. What matters is that our very essence is the same. We are the same. One blood, one spirit, one family, one love, in many different forms. To think we're alone and separate is an illusion. The warrior spirit of our ancestors lives in the earth, in the trees, in the rocks, in the water, in your blood, and in the air we breathe. Soldier on. Being adopted and not knowing half of my nationality played with my self-esteem and self-worth my entire life until I woke up and realized that it doesn't matter. And in fact, not knowing makes it easier to connect with everyone of all colors, races, tribes, and nationalities. In the back of my mind, I always have the thought, I could be one of them. The higher truth is that I am them and they are me. I'm now grateful for not knowing. I will never take a DNA test. I have one. It was gifted to me for my birthday a few years ago, but after I reflected on it, I realized it's not necessary. In my opinion, it's another way to perpetuate our limited perspective that keeps us in a box, separate and divided. Most old souls have been everything already anyway. We have been male, female, black, white, mother, father, hero, villain, etc. The truth is that it really doesn't matter because we are one. I am because you are. During another ceremony, I received my native name, Sparrowhawk. I was confused at first. I thought I was given two names, but realized Sparrowhawk is a type of hawk. I have a deep connection to the hawk. It's my animal power spirit. One memorable hawk story happened to me in upstate New York. I had just dropped my daughter off at a farm and was on my way back home to Long Island. I hadn't realized that using the GPS drained my cell phone battery and my cheap car charger had stopped working. I couldn't tell which way was north, south, east, or west because I was deep in the hills and the sun had started setting. I got anxious. I do not like driving in the dark, especially somewhere I've never been that has steep hills, twists, and turns. I was a couple of hours away from home and wasn't even sure which was the way back to my daughter's farm. I relaxed, took a deep breath, and called upon Hawk to guide me. I thought from my heart, I know you can hear me, and I know you can see me from way up there in the sky. Please help me get home, Hawk. I didn't know what else to do. All of a sudden I heard beep. I looked at my cell phone and it started charging. It gave me enough juice to get home safely. Thank you, Hawk Spirit. Hawk is Io in Hawaiian and another one of my amakuas. Every time I was broken down in my car, which was often at the start, the Io was circling above. It made me feel safe and connected. I learned this majestic bird is found only on the Big Island. Do you think this is a coincidence that I ended up here? I think not. Hawk Spirit is watching over me. Fierce. When I told the chief my name, he was silent for a minute. Then he looked me directly in the eyes and said with intensity, when the sparrow hawk swoops down to catch its prey, it grabs it with its talons so strongly and never lets go, as he imitated the bird with his arm and hand. That was it. That was all he said. I meditated on it and realized I am like the sparrowhawk. I have the same focus, intensity, strength, swiftness, and loyalty, and I will never give up. I will never stop fighting for you, for humanity. I will be your greatest supporter, cheering you on, because I believe in you. The sparrowhawk is the embodiment of a fierce warrior in a small package, like my dog Karma and myself. Karma embodies wholehearted belief and is a fearless warrior goddess. The sparrowhawk's medicine is focus, timing, patience. Her magic is visionary and ability to see through the secret realms. She is symbolic of, as we practice, so shall we become. These cosmic connections are like crack for my soul. They show me the divine intelligence and sacred interconnectedness of all and remind me that we are never alone. The image below is not photoshopped. It's from a cave that is known for showing your aura or your face of your soul peering back at you. I went hoping to capture my soul on camera, but a rainbow unicorn appeared. I guess that is my true reflection. P.S. I had the honor of meeting the whale that is at the front of this Petal. I got to swim with him and 3 others in his posse. They were amazing. I felt like they were my guardians. They are Blainesville beaked whales and are very rare to see and swim with since they are skittish. I floated in the water and they came to me and stayed with me for 10 minutes. We shared eye contact and eye threads of the Akash. It was another one of those most magical moments.